critical and fundamental component of public health and food security. If properly implemented, to minimize the burden of foodborne diseases, reduce poverty, and contribute to the achievement of Millennium Development Goals. But these benefits are far from reality in Nigeria when one looks at the way food are prepared. Hello and welcome to the program Your Health, showing on the Unity Station, NTA Abuja Channel 5. I'm Deborah Nimi Usman. Our focus today is on food safety with Sarah Abagai as our guest.
Benedicta Tofi is a young graduate who patronizes food vendors for some of her meals. She considers external neatness but knows little about how the food is prepared.
And the hygiene. The food I buy from outside, I don't really know because I don't know the process, the water they use. We just buy it because we have to keep the stomach, spirit, and body together.
Benedicta is not alone in this principle. Many Nigerians do not know how hygienic the food they eat is. Neither do they have any knowledge about how it is being prepared. The threat of food poisoning is increasing daily because most food are being globalized. It means that some of our food are not produced, transported, marketed, stored, and cooked in a particular place. In the course of this chain, there might be negligence over storage or cooking, which accidentally might lead to food contamination and food poisoning to the consumers. In developed countries, every food vendor has food safety laws that entails the way food should be prepared and the ingredients to be used. Personal and kitchen utensils hygiene are not left out. The food safety law includes basic food safety training for at least one person in a business, after which staffs are issued a recognizable certificate. Also, there is consumer public awareness on food safety. However, in Nigeria, consumers are left at the mercy of the food vendors who lack knowledge of basic food safety laws or training on food safety. This poor habit among food vendors reflects an unwholesome dirtiness of water used in washing and cleansing of utensils to poor coverage of pots that contain consumables and personal hygiene of vendors. Nigerians no doubt love good food and better hygiene, but what they see as better hygiene is the outer nature of the restaurant.
I ate rice and beans in one joint. I don't really consider the price of the food. I only see the neatness and the quality of the food.
It's very all these buka something, restaurants that they just beach. It's not properly beach, but you can manage food there. Because of my business I'm doing, I don't have time to enter some restaurant. The environment is clean because it's other people like me join there. We are eating together there.
Well, it's clean but not much because where they are cooking is closer to the place. They are preparing food there and also selling it there. There will be smoke, all these things. So we are just managing that. But we don't have, if we want to go and eat in all those big places, we have to spend a lot for that. So because we have a small money, we don't go to that place, no matter how it is, we just manage it and eat and go.
They're quite clean to an extent. Their table is always very decent and well arranged even before you come in. And their cooking is quite delicious. I guess the rice is palatable and presentable.
Well, how much do they know about food safety and food poisoning?
I didn't, but I normally eat there, so I just, it's a usual stuff. The woman, she's very neat, and her food is okay. So that is why I do patronize her.
I don't know. I don't know something.
You know that when you eat in an environment that is not good, you can contract food poisoning. Are you aware?
I'm aware of that.
Okay, are you aware of the kind of poisoning that you can contract?
No, I'm not aware of that.
No, not yet. Most times we don't tend to know how they prepare. We just to understand the food is ready and the dish has we tend to believe the restaurant we're buying the food from most times, so we tend to believe the food is actually okay.
The food safety is I don't think there's a definition that will end all definitions, but to a layman is just a process to ensure that anything from water to raw food to protocols, and all that. But in anything concerning food, what we ingest, be it water, be it food or fruits, there's every need to ensure that they are clean enough, hygienic enough, healthy enough, for human consumption. Food handling is a regulated business and is supposed to be carried out in a regulated premises. Not every premises will be conducive as a food as an eatery, and Abuja being a first-class city, planned city, there are areas designated for such services. So even in the city center, we have a lot of people. Some carry on their heads, some look at construction sites, and you see them hawking, or peddling food. Now, if talking about the premises within which food is prepared or eaten, it must be within standard. There are things that you look at in public health, the species provided for preparation, for handling, for serving, and they within designated requirements. There are requirements under public health that such premises must meet up to the standard, or such premises cannot be a food preparatory or eating premises. The premises must be properly managed in a way that no trash bin, there must be adequate waste bin, fitted, with a cover, so that flies are not going to be entering into the garbage bin and coming out, because it's a food premises. One, there must be adequate waste bin. The environment must be properly kept. The grasses must be cut, and drainage lines, if that's in the running through, must be properly kept in good condition, with stormwater running freely. The drainage line. They say ignorance of the law is not an excuse. There are legislations, there are regulations on food safety, in Nigeria. But sometimes we have institutional challenges as to who falls within the implementation, purview of those regulations or enabling laws, things like that. Like I've told you, we share a concurrent jurisdiction with the Public Health Department of Human and Health Services Secretariat. We inspect some, they inspect some, but all said and done, it is not that there is no law or nothing is being done. The Environmental Protection Board, which I know and I've been here for like 2 decades, I know we've been on our toes. I even think that all sectors must be involved, even the development control, because like I said, the first thing I said is it's a regulated business, so it must be carried on in a regulated premises. We know of gardens that have standard bucaterias that will go for inspection. We have also have eateries like Mama Cars, Mr. Big, we go there for inspection and reinspection, and where these standards are not met, abatement notice is being served. What is abatement notice? It's just a piece of paper that says we've come to your premises, we identify that this is what is going on and it is contrary to these provisions, and you have to correct this within this period of time, and at the lapse of that time frame you go back for inspection. And if that nuisance or that problem is still existing, you can go further to tell the judiciary that this person should be brought to the court to explain why the person has not effected that nuisance that is of public health importance. So these are the close quite.
Tofi, who does this food are prepared, most parents will continue to give a pass mark on hygiene, not minding what goes on behind the scene.
Welcome back, and if you've just joined us, the program is Your Health Showing on the Unity Station, NTA Abuja Channel 5, and those were people's views. It tells us that most Nigerians do not have knowledge of food safety law. Neither do they know how their foods are prepared. Let's hear more from Sarah Abagai on the topic.
What is food safety?
Food safety, is a kind of packaging in terms of food production, processing, and distribution without any kind of substance or procedure, untoward procedure that is likely to bring about contamination, which could result in, disease.
What is unsafe food?
Unsafe food is simply food that, is not guaranteed to be devoid of any kind of contamination. Food that has contamination and is likely to create a condition of, foodborne infection or disease.
How can food safety be maintained?
Food safety can be maintained through the different facets of hygiene. Usually you have, if it is at the home level or at the restaurant level, the general public food outlets, we have different, facets of hygiene. First, you have the food hygiene itself, how to process the food well. For example, when you have vegetables and you need to process vegetables for cooking, there is a process that is expected, like, you'll be able to pick up your vegetables and wash them under running water, one after the other, before shredding, to ensure that whatever, contamination came together with the vegetables from the farm is reduced through proper washing. That is one example about food hygiene. And then food hygiene also involves being able to preserve the, food properly, whatever is left over like soup or main food itself, and how to reheat it adequately before it is eaten, subsequently. We are also looking at how to cover food in the home environment, the need to cover food properly that is not eaten, storing it well where there is no refrigerator, and being able to reheat appropriately, as I earlier said. Then we have also the personal hygiene of the food handler. The food handler would do well by beginning with washing hands before you go into the kitchen to begin to work, and ensuring that whatever it is that is done in the kitchen is done with adequate cleaning going on. When you are working, make sure you are cleaning up your worktops. You make sure that you are able to, handle the area of probably toilets in a very efficient manner, that, nothing moves to infect or contaminate food from the kitchen, from the toilet environment. Keeping the toilet clean, maintaining toilet habits that are really, standard by the food handler themselves, wearing the right clothes when walking in the kitchen, because when you walk in the kitchen there's a lot of heat and there is the possibility of sweating. It is often very high. You sweat and sweat might drop into food. So the kind of clothing a person uses could actually even compound the problem. If you wear, clothes that are light, like cotton and white material, that's why you find most people working in kitchen environments are using white. It is a poor absorbent of heat, isn't it? So it will not, conserve heat. It will help you, to sweat minimally. Being able to cover your head while walking is very important for the person who is handling, food in the kitchen. So that is personal hygiene. Being able to take care of yourself, regular bathing, proper hygiene of the teeth, keeping, very trim fingernails and all that. Those are things expected of a food handler. Then the third facet, is the kitchen hygiene itself. We talked of food hygiene, Abby. We talked of the personal hygiene. Now we're talking about, kitchen hygiene, isn't it? Being able to keep the environment clean, even though I had said some earlier. Being able to keep the kitchen environment clean and all that. Then you now look at the area of preservation, very strictly, especially for people who run fast food or food outlets, being able to, preserve food very well, and food that, is no longer, fresh should be moved out of the kitchen, and so that way you can at least stem the possibilities of an outbreak of poisoning in the kitchen environment. So those are areas that you can, follow and work to prevent food poisoning.
What challenges do operators face as a result of food safety?
There are challenges in the sense that, first and foremost, some of the operators have not gone through any form of, training with regards to food handling, especially the hygiene aspect. That is why it is not surprising you find some areas, you find a very beautiful restaurant, but when you go to the kitchen and you see how the kitchen is, you will not want to eat food in that place. That's why we always say, look, don't be deceived by the beauty of the environment where you sit to eat until you have seen where the powerhouse looks like, what the powerhouse looks like, where the food is coming from. Then you can now say, well, I have confidence to eat in a place like this, because people believe that, food is a money spinning invention. So it has become an all-comers game. Everybody that has a little money wants to set up a place and begin to sell food. And of course, because these people seek to maximize profit, they also employ unskilled workforce, people who are not, exposed to the realities of the requirements in terms of hygiene of running, food outlets. The bookers are the ones we're talking about. They could operate for long without anybody visiting, and that is where the problem is. Where you will find, for example, water that is used in washing plates, is recycled and recycled until the water begins to smell on the plates, because there is no standards. So that is the thing we are talking about. Once, an outfit operates with due recognition of the law, then there will be checks and balances. The person knows what is expected of them, and they are able to, apply it. And even if they don't, they are aware that the law will soon catch up with them. So that alone keeps them on their toes to want to really do it. Regulation has to come in, very important.
Are consumers aware of the dangers of eating in an unhygienic place?
Well, I would like, in fairness to consumers, I would like to say that the consumer has this minimum, standard of, care or sensitivity to the environment. And that is why you will find a restaurant, or rather a consumer who sits in a restaurant or booker to eat and finds flies around gets really uncomfortable. You understand? You are eating, you are trying to drive flies, you are trying to, it irritates the person, and the person, that gives the person a signal that there is a low level of sanitation or hygiene in this restaurant. And that alone could actually, trigger something in that consumer to want to seek another place. Because they will tell you, this is a place, if I go, there are always flies all over the place. This is a place I go, when they give you water from their cup, the cup smells of oil, not properly washed, and all that. So, in fairness to consumers, they are sensitive to the immediate environment where they sit to eat. And I think if everybody could, kind of display that kind of sensitivity, and we are able to voice it out to the operators, it might ginger them up and lead them to improve in the standard hygiene in the place, at least in the eating area.
Are consumers aware of what goes on behind the scene in this restaurant?
But that now is to fall within the purview of the regulators of the environment, sanitation officers that should visit the place, because still, in fairness to the consumer will not go to a restaurant and say, "Let me see your kitchen," and demand to see your kitchen before they eat. At least they have some level of faith in the producer and his powerhouse. So that is the responsibility of people who should monitor, sanitation officers, environmental officers, that should go there, find out what is happening. If the environment is not clean enough, you shut it up, you shut it down. The history of typhoid fever began from such injuries. When it was discovered that in a particular industrial canteen, people went and ate from a particular food outlet and they came down with similar symptoms. It took the effort of, the environmental office, the public health office, to now begin to do investigations, take swab specimen here and there from that particular degree, and the strengths of salmonella were now isolated from the cooking utensils and so on, and the environment spoke for itself also, I believe. So a person could go eat and come back and come down with the symptoms of something, and he would be telling you, "I am suspecting it is what I ate at the other place the other time," but he does not have the power to enforce anything. So it still falls in the corridors of the sanitation officers.
What are the ways of adhering to food safety laws?
Yeah, we actually start beginning a lot, because when you have a healthy society, that's why in most countries now, we are emphasizing more on public health than, having to treat diseases, preventive health and all those things. So once people know, what it takes for them to stay healthy, and they abide by it, they become a healthier people, and you find that, we will spend less on the health sector with regards to treating diseases, because we'll have a healthier, population, and so we spend less in terms of, healthcare. We spend less man hours, that are lost due to sickness. When a person is ill and he has to be excused from work, that is a loss in terms of man hours to the organization. So that is will be reduced. And of course, longevity is something that we'll enjoy if you imbibe, some principles of good health. You seem to stay healthy and live a longer life.
Is it possible to eat a nutritious meal considering the prevalent rate of poverty in Nigeria?
Look, the thing is, nutritive food is not necessarily expensive food. It still comes down to knowledge, awareness. But if somebody will spend 5,000 to make, a nutritionally adequate pot of soup, that somebody can use 500 to achieve the same. It is a function of knowledge, isn't it? That while somebody is buying 1 kilo of meat, if I get crayfish, I get locust beans, for example, or I get groundnuts to add to my soup with lots of vegetables, or I get iced fish to add to my soup, I would achieve the same have, natural foods that, we can easily access in the market that can serve our purpose.
When you visit a restaurant, joint or buka, as some people call it, don't be carried away by the outer appearance. Make extra effort to know how the powerhouse looks like. I mean the kitchen.